Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brewing with Jim.
Me too? Yeah.
You're invited. Sure. You may participate.
Well,
Your name
I'm
is on
Jim,
the
and
show.
it's good to be with everybody.
Yeah.
And you're Joseph, and it's good to be with you
Indeed,
too.
yeah. This would be a worse show, I think, if it were just me. I'm happy that you're here.
It wouldn't be very good if I were the only one here
Sure.
either.
I think we complement each other well.
Well, it would be very
and
different.
It would be
very different.
A very different show.
We do.
We wouldn't call it Brewing with Jim if you weren't
We
here.
compliment each other well. Compliment me. Go ahead. No, that's not what you meant.
I was rushing to think of something.
Yeah.
No.
Dead
Let's
air
get
for
to
while
it.
you're trying to think of
This
something.
is a show where we get audience questions. It could be about anything in life. Usually it's about God or the Bible or work or school or anything. And we just try to give advice or answers or insight. Today's question is this. Are there ways that I can build my self-confidence? Oh, my.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. Let me
Join us next week for another episode.
The answer is yes. Have a nice
Yeah.
week. Well, let's start with. Let me correct a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just the way the question was asked. There is
sure.
no such thing as confidence that isn't self. All confidence is self.
Fascinating point. Yeah.
So it's a redundancy, but we talk about self-confidence a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I could have confidence. All confidence is related to trust and reliance. And if I trust somebody or I trust myself, then I feel confident that I can do a particular thing.
That's right.
Okay. If I trust that you can do something really well here, the confidence still lies within me.
Yeah.
It's my confidence that I have in you. So all confidence is really self-confidence.
Yeah.
Now, how do we build it? Because let's start with this. Statistically, I have read and been told over and over that the greatest fear that people have in the United States and probably in most places is fear of public speaking.
That's right.
It is the most intense fear, even more than the fear of death.
Yeah.
And so I have spent my life in public speaking. I do not have a fear of public speaking because I am confident that I trust myself from having done this so much that I can sit in front of a microphone like this and talk to I don't know how many people. And you too, Joseph. We walk in here, we sit down in front of these microphones, and we are fairly confident.
That's right.
That we are going to be okay.
Yeah. There's no butterflies when we hit
There are no
record.
butterflies. I don't have any anxiety
Yeah.
about doing this. What about getting up in front of 1,000 people and talking to them? I still have no butterflies in doing that. I have a level of awareness and alertness that I need to be thinking clearly here, and I want to articulate well, and my purpose in being here. But that comes from years of having done it. Did I build the confidence? Well, not intentionally. I remember taking speech classes in the universities, and this was before I began all the public speaking that I've done.
That's right.
And I was nervous before I gave the speech. Well, I'm going to be graded. I'm going to be evaluated. And I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And those evaluations and criticisms would come to me. I'm probably still evaluated and still criticized by anyone who listens, including the listeners we have right now.
Yeah.
But I am not aware of any feedback that's coming to me. The fear. What is the fear? The fear would be that I would do a bad job, that I would be rejected and wouldn't be accepted. It all is going to come down to that.
Yeah.
I am not going to be accepted and approved of unless I do a good job here. Well, am I confident that if I'm going to cook a dinner for 30 people, I would not be confident that I could do that well. My wife can do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
What
They
about
better like pasta. I'm just gonna make a lot of pasta.
well, a lot of heat and eat from Costco.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go get some Costco pizzas.
Yeah,
In fact,
we'll just order in.
Yeah.
This, so there are certain areas I have no confidence, but I have confidence in some areas.
Yeah,
How did I
absolutely.
get that? I got it by doing it over and over
Yes.
and over.
Yes.
And so face the fear, walk right into the fear. I don't feel comfortable doing this is the common complaint. Then do it being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But do it.
Do it.
Just go forward, man up, do it.
Yeah.
And get in there and do the best. Now, the best you can.
Sure.
Now, my ability to speak well when I was first speaking to congregations, sermons and so forth, had to do with how much preparation I did. And there are people I've talked to who speak from the pulpit frequently, and, well, the Holy Spirit will just guide me. And I'll just, that might work. Yes, he will.
Yeah.
He can guide you. Of course he can do that. But the Holy Spirit can be just as active in preparation as he is in presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I prep for something, the more confidence I have in being able to do it well.
Absolutely.
Now, we've talked about this before, but when we first started this podcast, I would prep before I came in, and you suggested that I not prep and that I just speak off the cuff. I do that now.
Yeah.
I do that, but I've done that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I've answered questions from audiences for a long, long time. I know I don't fear that I will fail.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes stumble. I sometimes don't know the answers to something, but I have the confidence that I will be okay doing this.
Absolutely.
Now, I wish I knew what the questioner was talking about with the confidence. Do people who figure skate for a contest, do they have confidence that they're going? It depends upon how much they practiced. If they've done it over and over and over and over, yes, they probably have a lot of confidence that they can do this. Will they make mistakes? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they fall down. Confidence won't overcome everything.
Yeah.
But it will certainly make you more comfortable when you're doing it. Comfort is not a high value when it comes to achieving. It just isn't. We do a lot of things that are uncomfortable. Don't measure your confidence by your comfort zone, I would say. Mm-hmm. Know what you are doing because you have practiced, because you have done it, and because, in my case, I take the Holy Spirit with me. Come on, let's go. Let's go do this. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good idea to remember who your Lord is and take your Lord with you when you are doing what you're going to do. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength to do it. Can I do all things well because he is with me? Yes, perhaps I can. Yes, I certainly don't want to try this without him. Mm-hmm. Everything I do, including my next breath, comes from him. Yeah. But I have preparation work to do too, and I need to practice if it's a skill. Right. I don't know why I thought of figure skating, but that's not my thing. And
one of the few things you don't have experience in.
I would have. Well, I've ice skating, yes, but not but not figure skating. And now because I am older and have some physical restrictions on what I can do, things I can't do now that I used to be able to do. Mm-hmm. That is frustrating to me, but I don't have the confidence that I can bound up the stairs two at a time like I used to because I can't. So the question had to do with how do I build the confidence? Yeah. Know what's expected of you. Take the Lord with you. Practice, and you'll get better and better and better. And the practice is sometimes an ordeal. It's sometimes mundane. It's sometimes just rigorous that you have to go practice these things. But practice and build that confidence that you do, and be around people who encourage you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, encourage other people so their confidence can be built up too. Confidence, as I said before, has to do with trust. It has to do with confiding and confidential, and practice all of those things. Be close enough to some people who encourage you, not falsely, but genuinely.
Yeah.
And I think that your confidence will increase. Now, you can be a fine actor. You can be really good on stage.
Yeah.
And still be nervous before shows. I've talked to actors, and they are. I talked to one actor one time who was very accomplished, and he throws up every time before a show. Because it's just he never gets blasé or nonchalant about what he has to do.
Yeah.
But he knows how to do it. Now, does that mean he doesn't have confidence? I don't know. I think he probably does have confidence. He's done this over and over. He's won awards.
Yeah.
He does very, very well at this. So that's my answer to the question.
I love it, yeah. My answer to this question would be so similar to yours. If I had started off our answer, the biggest word that it's been in my head this whole time is try. It's like you said, you go out, you give it a shot, you prep for it as you can, as you're able to. You practice whatever it is you need to be doing, if you are able to, and to the extent that you are able to. But ultimately, you just got to commit. You just got to give it a shot, and you will either succeed or fail. But one way or another, you have experience under your belt after you've done that.
And have a mentor, or have somebody who knows what they're doing that can be with you for years.
Absolutely.
I worked for over 30 years as a professional ASL English interpreter.
Yeah.
I was mediocre, maybe even weaker than mediocre when I started.
Sure.
With a few classes that I was interpreting for deaf students. But I spent many years being the lead interpreter at a mega church, and I stood up in front of a congregation of 3,200 people with 3 international television cameras on me. I had a spotlight on me, and we had this broadcast going out all over the world, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People would come up to me and say, well, I've had 2 ASL classes. Can I try doing this? And the answer is no, you cannot. You're not nearly ready. Yeah. This is not the practice session. This is the show.
Yes.
And you need to be at this level of skill in order to come up here and do this.
Sure.
And there will be distractions while you're doing it, and you have to learn to overcome the distractions.
Yeah.
Okay. It depends upon what you're trying to do.
Totally.
Don't think you're going to be confident doing something you're not capable of doing.
That's right.
So get capable.
Yeah.
Or don't accept the position. Don't try something just because I feel confident. That's not confidence.
that's
good. Just haughty pride.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
And two, every time you do try something, every time you experiment, every time you build experience, you are explicitly building like a body of work or a body of experience that you can specifically learn from.
Right.
Including the failures.
Excuse me.
That's okay. Including the failures. And I think most importantly, the failures. I can only speak to my own experience, of course, but this question brings me back to when I first started teaching. When I first was when I was student teaching while I was still in college, and then I graduate college, and when I first started like really teaching on my own,
right,
butterflies every day, every period. It was wild. And it's true too that like a lot of those class periods were pretty terrible, but I tried, and I kept going, And the experience builds up, and you learn, you build technique, you find your own self. You find your own voice.
Well, you've been doing this for a while now. Do you still have butterflies?
No, so rarely.
Right.
It's not never, but it's very rare.
Okay.
It's like first day of school, maybe. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
really like the highest leverage days. But throughout the school year, not at all. Not at all. I feel so confident walking into any classroom, even if I'm subbing and I don't know the kids, just the ability to stand up and say, hey, hi, here's what we're doing. You know, that is something that petrified me 10 years ago, you know, and you get past that.
And you overcame that with experience. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I overcame it by just doing it a bunch of times.
Yes.
And there's two sides. There's like two elements of that. One is just realizing after doing it enough times that no matter how badly a class went, I was still okay and I was still breathing and life went on and I got to try again. And then the second side of that is to recognize that I was legitimately getting better at it.
Right.
And the classes were getting less bad. And the classes were, you know, I would have a disaster lesson less often and less often and less often. You know what I mean? So it works in both directions, because whenever you have another successful class period, like, wow, I haven't had a disaster in 2 weeks, you know, and I'm saying that, you know, a couple weeks into my first year of the school year or a couple months into my first year of teaching, you build confidence. You go, okay, this is working.
Confidence does increase.
It does.
It really does. Just by doing this over and over again, I would say recognize that it's a job that you're capable of doing if you were a little more skilled. If somebody came up to me and said, the trapeze catcher for the show tonight in the circus is gone, can you do this? Can you step in? And no, because I don't know the first thing about that.
Absolutely.
I can't do that. So be realistic about what you are trying to do.
Yeah.
But confidence is like an acquired taste.
Yes.
I don't particularly care for this food. Well, try it 5 times. I mean, there are people who like it.
Yes.
And if you don't like it after 5 times, then don't do it.
Then
Avoid
okay.
it. But at least be uncomfortable and courageous enough to go ahead and give it a shot.
Absolutely.
And try it.
Absolutely.
And be with people who encourage you and all these things that we have said so many times.
The last time that I remember really feeling anxious, really feeling not just anxious in life in general, that happens all the time, but really like not having confidence. I'll put it that way. The last time I remember feeling not having confidence was a public speaking situation at my old school before I came to CVCS. I had to read off some names at like an awards ceremony. It wasn't graduation, but it was it was akin to it. It was at the end of the year, we had baccalaureate, we had awards night, and then we had graduation. And at the awards night, I had to read a list of like 30 kids who all like were going to graduate with honors or whatever. I don't even remember what it was.
Were you unsure if you could pronounce the names?
I was worried over a couple kids' names, but it was also, that was literally the first time in my career that I had been in front of like that many parents. And it was a couple hundred, you know, it was like several hundred people. And I got up there and I remember feeling just like, oh, these lights are so bright and it's so quiet and everyone's looking at me. And I started reading off the names like successively where like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and they had to tell me twice during that list of like 30 names to slow down. Like the people like next to me like lean over and they, Joseph, like you gotta slow down. They had to do that twice. And I got off the stage and I was just like, I have not had that feeling ever since of just like.
That's not how you talk normally.
No, not at all. But that feeling of total adrenaline, frankly, like panic of just pressure and like hot and like sweating after being up there for probably 45 seconds. You know, it just, I think of that. And the whole reason I bring this up is that I have done public speaking since. I do that at CVCS occasionally when we have like a parent info night or,
right.
you know, some kind of,
yeah, it happens here.
Yeah, whatever. You know, you hop up on stage and I get to talk about technology for a few minutes. I still get that feeling to like some extent. I don't think that'll ever fully go away with how infrequently I tend to do that kind of stuff. But man, yeah, it gets better. You just keep doing it and it gets better. All that to wrap around to our original point of just you got to try, you got to experiment, you got to throw yourself into it. Do what you can to prepare. And then, look, you take away something from that experience and you got to learn from it. You got to reflect and say, all right, that sucked. I spoke too quickly. Next time I got to practice going slower. That was what I was telling myself that one time, right? But whatever it may be for any given thing that you're worried about or thinking about or prepping for or that you don't have confidence in, that's the process. That's the process.
I agree. If I summarize now, I would just be repeating things that we've said already, so we don't need to do that.
Let's bounce to the second segment.
Yes.
This is the Surprise Jim segment where we ask a question, or I ask a question to Jim that he does not know ahead of time.
I have no confidence that I'll be able to answer this.
And he has no confidence. That's right. Okay, here's the question, Jim. What is the nicest or fanciest or most formal outfit in your wardrobe today?
Oh, now?
Currently.
Oh, my goodness.
And then the follow-up question is, when is the last time, or what was the last occasion where it was worn, where it was in use?
Oh, my goodness. I don't have a tuxedo. And I wouldn't wear it if I had it. I chose a whole career. Pastoring is not. I chose a whole career so I wouldn't have to wear a necktie, which I believe is the second stupidest garment that anyone has ever designed.
Sure. I'm afraid to ask what you think the first is.
High heels.
Oh, okay.
The women have to wear.
That's true.
Yeah. That's just. Those are just dangerous, and they look uncomfortable. And I have sports coats that I like to wear, and I can wear them with blue jeans. Yeah. And it will dress up the whole outfit. I don't really have a lot of clothes that are really formal. Sure. I have clothes that are nice, and because now I'm working on it. I am working on it. I have this little pudge in the front. I don't tuck shirts in, but nobody tucks shirts in anymore. I haven't tucked a shirt in 30 years. Yeah. And I go to dinners sometimes where it's kind of important that you look nice, and that they're going to fundraisers especially. Sure. You're supposed to look wealthy, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. But I can wear a short tailed shirt that will be covered up by a sports jacket. Nobody knows if it's tucked in or not. There you go. I tend to be casual. Yes. I like to be casual. Me too. I'm in Southern California, which the whole state is casual. Yeah. Unless you're an attorney in a courtroom. And for a long time, when I was younger as a pastor, we wore a coat and a tie to church. Nobody does that anymore. No. Not here. I think probably on the East Coast, it's more formal. Certain congregations. And there's certain, yes. But I don't wear neckties. And what about a wedding, if I'm doing a wedding? Well, yes, I probably would put on a necktie, but I have seen other pastors wear shirts that are, they're not frilly, but they are designed in such a way to look nice without a necktie. Sure. And I don't wear neckties. Yeah. I don't want to wear neckties. Of course, about 10 years ago, I decided I'm not doing any more weddings and I'm not doing any more funerals.
Sure.
Because I've done a gazillion of each,
Yeah.
and there just comes a time
Yeah.
where that's not my calling. My calling is to teach, and
That's right.
So I have some nice clothes. Most of my nice clothes are clothes that my wife buys for me or recommends for
Sure.
me, because I tend to
Stay very
just
informal,
like most
yeah.
guys,
Myself
I
too,
just
yeah.
go in and pull this shirt out of the closet, and well, it doesn't smell that bad. I guess I'll wear this one today. And
Yeah.
are you going to wear that shirt? You're not going to wear that, are you? So
Yeah,
I will.
You have to. The checkpoint that you have to hit is I don't see any potato chip crumbs on this one.
Oh, you don't. You have to explain to the audience what that is.
No,
And
they can listen back to our.
They can listen back.
Yeah, there's an inside joke there from a previous episode.
Oh my goodness!
About a terrible habit that Jim.
It's not a terrible habit. I did it yesterday.
It's a terrible habit.
Okay.
Similar story for me. I own one or two. I think two sport coats. But largely I'm a very informal
Well,
attire
we get away with
kind
it
of guy.
in Southern California.
We do. We actually. Yeah, we're lucky.
Maybe the whole Southwest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but in the upper Midwest, I think that they're probably still wearing ties to church. I don't know.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, there is New York, New England especially. There are people, Boston and New York City.
Yeah.
They're nice dressers there. I mean, they seem to really enjoy dressing up. When I was a kid in Dallas and Fort Worth, my mother would go downtown to shop in order to, and we took the bus, drive down there. And she would be dressed up and wear a hat and gloves to go downtown to shop. Nobody does that anymore.
No.
I think.
It's fascinating. I was watching a documentary the other day about the construction and opening of Disneyland. And they show opening day at Disneyland. And all the guys are in suits and ties.
Yes.
Amazing.
Family pictures.
Yes.
From the early 1900s.
Yeah.
On the farm.
Yeah.
And they've got ties on.
Amazing.
That's not how they walk around all day long. But there are some people who are meticulous about the way they dress.
Yes.
And I've seen, I just picture this guy over here in my memory. I think he probably wears cufflinks to bed. He has cuffs on his pajamas.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And everything is perfect all the time.
Sure.
I'm not that way.
No.
And I don't care. My friends aren't that way.
No.
Either. Oh, I do care, and that's the way I want to be.
Yeah. I love it. Let's wrap this thing up.
Okay.
This has been another episode of Brewing with Jim.
Yep.
And I want to always end with extending an invitation to our audience that if you want to reach out to us, we've got an email address that is brewingwithjim@gmail.com. Please send us your questions that you would like for us to answer. Send us any kind of message, a hello, tell us where you're listening from, how'd you hear about the show, anything at all we would love to hear.
Critique us.
Yeah, give us how can we improve this show?
Yeah.
More than willing to listen to that. But otherwise, that's brewingwithjim@gmail.com. Let us know. Thank you for listening as always, and we'll see you back next week.
Thanks from me too. Go encourage somebody.
The topics that are covered and the answers that are offered during episodes of Brewing with Jim are designed to mine the wisdom attained from a life of pastoral ministry and care. They do not constitute professional or clinical training or expertise in the areas of counseling or mental health. CVCS and its podcast network want to provide a platform for the discipleship of our community. Brewing with Jim is our attempt to foster that environment in a format that is accessible for everyone to participate in. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed during the show are the speaker's own, and they may or may not represent the views, thoughts, or opinions of Capistrano Valley Christian Schools or its faculty. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. Capistrano Valley Christian Schools is a Christian JK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Be sure to check out, subscribe to, and leave a review of this show and the other shows on our network on your podcast player of choice. Doing so supports the school community in a multitude of ways. For more information about the CVCS Podcast Network or any of our other shows, check out cvcs.org or email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the whole network, this is Mr. Jasper saying thank you again for listening and stay tuned for more.